Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. It is time for part 3 of my Monday Q&A series today. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, first question. Macronutrient recommendations for enhanced lifters. Alright, there's no way I can cover this for the whole host of bodybuilding drugs used out there, so I'm going to assume you just mean moderate amounts of anabolic steroids when you say enhanced, not IFBB Pro or Top Powerlifter enhanced. So if you're just stacking a little bit of test or some test in Anavar or test in Deca or something like that, at moderate amounts, you don't really need large changes in your macronutrient profile. You're going to want a few more calories to help with the muscle growth. You're going to want a little more protein, maybe another 20 to 25% protein over my normal recommendations. And you can drop the dietary fat lower to replace those same calories with additional protein and or carbs because you don't need as much dietary fat since you're not producing your own hormones anyways. And that's pretty straightforward. All right, next question. Is it easier for some people genetically to get injured through their joints or whatever else? Yeah, there's some truth to that. Some people simply have thicker and stronger connective tissue in joints than others. And you have to be aware of that. People who have stronger, thicker joints are going to be better as top-level power lifters, are going to be able to handle heavier weights, and people with smaller joints are going to be weaker as a result of it, pound for pound. Yes, there are some people who, just because of their structure genetically, it is far, far more difficult for them to get injured, and these people will deadlift 700 pounds with relatively bad form and never suffer an injury in their whole training career. But you have the genetics that you have. It is what it is. And so if you feel that you're one of these people or you seem to have the situation, you need to pay a lot closer attention to your technique, your form, deloads in your training, and your overall training method to try to work around this the best that you can. All right, next question. You advocate the use of stomach vacuums. I've been doing them and have noticed that it makes me look leaner if I have the transverse abdominals flexed. Will it make my stomach smaller unflexed as well? Yes, that's the reason I personally have always done stomach vacuums, is that, and I learned this trick from Arnold and Frank Zane and all of these older school bodybuilders, they all did it because what they found is that if they practiced stomach vacuums regularly, when they were relaxed and just resting without having to think about it at all, their stomach collapsed in a little more and it brings the size of their waistline down just a little bit, because you effectively just train the muscles to collapse inward more at all times. And so because of that, I generally advocate that anyone who wants to improve their overall aesthetic should be doing stomach vacuums regularly. And if you can't find tutorials on them, if you just Google them, tons of stuff will come on. Arnold wrote about it in his book. There's a lot of information out there. It shouldn't be hard for you to find information on this. All right, next question. Why do you and some others roll the bar into their shins prior to pulling a deadlift? That's a very good question, because some of the guys have noticed it in my deadlift videos that I do that. I do that personally, one, to reset the bar if I'm doing more than a single, so that I know that I've completely reset my deadlift and I'm pulling correctly as if I'm doing a max deadlift, even when doing rep work. And the main reason I do it, of course, even if I'm doing singles, is because for me, it does two things. One, it pulls all of the slack out of my shoulders. It gets my scapula back. It gets my shoulders and everything set into position. And it gets me into the mental cue of pulling backwards instead of up. Because if you want to have a really, really strong deadlift, you do not want to be pulling straight up. You want to be pulling back and rocking onto your heels and driving through the heels right out of the hole. So it gives you a mental cue to help you pull backwards. All right, last question for the week. What fruits and vegetables do you personally eat to hit macros? I get a lot of my macros from my grains and meat and things also, but as far as fruits and vegetables that I personally use, I eat a lot of broccoli, I eat a fair amount of carrots, and then I eat raw spinach leaves, and I only do the spinach leaves on sandwiches and things. But those are my big three vegetables. As far as fruits go, I eat a wide variety of fruits. I do eat a lot of bananas and apples, but I will just eat random fruits sometimes to get extra vitamins and minerals in my diet. Kiwis, strawberries, just any sort of berry, or just whatever's on sale or offer. If oranges are cheap or pears are on sale, just grab some of that and just throw it into my diet for the day. So when it comes to the fruits, I don't really have favorites that I always eat. I just kind of pick random fruits, whatever's a good value. And if it looks good and I'm at the shop, I just happen to grab it. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.